The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Upgrade your membership to Gold. You will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
Bouquett, you son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down the advantage.
Coin! Meyer, that's nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
Peter Loshak, started from the cloth of Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dawn. For the young phenom known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PNC when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio Bizarre. There's a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing. Better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Leche.
Alrighty then, welcome back to Say Hey Plays / Betting with Bouquet. My name is Jose Bouquet. Nice to see everyone here on a Friday morning. It's been a long week without any betting with the bag, Say Hey Plays, betting with Bouquet action here, and I am excited to be back in business with you guys. We have a full baseball slate to talk about today, and I cannot wait to dive deep into it here. I've run my first glance through the card. I've got my looks here written down. Can't wait to make official bets here on the program, but I am excited to get to hang out with all the people in the chat, share the screen with my hopefully two guests today, and do the damn thing today. So let's go out here. Let's go make some money today, break these games down, and do the damn thing here. So shout out to you guys in the chat. Bright and early, of course, is our guy, Justin McKelvey, at 5:57 in the morning. The man says, here is Stacks. Stacks, 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 stacks. Stacks plays of the day there. Padres and Orioles. Aubrey in here. MLG Beavis. Dougie Wise, free bands play of the day here. Dodgers -1. Occupancy. Nicholas Handy, my guy Troy Torrance up in this bitch. Nice to see you, Troy. Big Daddy Boom, Parlangel, Mally Mal, all you guys. Sports Scientist Jacobs got me on the 50-inch, so my head probably looks ginormous. Nice to see you, Sports Scientist Jacob, Mally Mal, all you guys. Truth Teller in here. Wager Detective 9 Legacy. Let's get after it here, gentlemen. It's going to be a fun day of baseball here, and I cannot wait to talk about this entire card here. So let's get after it here, and let's bring on our first guest of the program. I have not yet shared the screen with this man for a baseball show, and I'm excited. I called him in because I keep seeing the Moose Dives all over Twitter, and I need him to tell the people about the Moose Dive and give us his expert baseball analysis too. So it's my guy, Moose Money Bets, up in this bitch. Moose, nice to see you. More importantly, how is Peavy?
He's good. Sorry, I was just listening to a little Coldplay, so forgive me. But yeah, we're good to go, man. Got the card done. Peavy's chilling here. He's watching me attentively, so we'll see what that means for the future. But right now, in the moment, ready to go.
Yes, it's going to be exciting here. Shout out to Peavy. Shout out to the chat. Truth Teller asking about Jimmy the Bag. Jimmy the Bag's on vacation. He's enjoying the life here. This is the one time a year you can get a little bit of a vacation in. He'll be back next week. Truth Teller, no worries. MMA Mad Hatter. Let's get after it here. And Troy, yeah, Moose was right there in the box next to the CEO. He was right there, just reimagining it all, Troy. So
yeah, we were just in the Moose Lounge. So we don't have that CEO money, but we got that Moose money.
That Moose Lounge money, indeed. Let's continue to make some Moose Lounge money here today, and let's break down this lovely card here, Moose. Starting with the now cooled off, but the red hot Boston Red Sox here versus the Chicago Cubs. 10 games in a row winning streak, and they're going to Chicago here. Now, everyone kind of knows where my head's at in this game here. We fade teams going 8+ game winning streaks, switching cities. It's not had the best ROI this year, but I trust Jimmy the Bag when he says it's the best angle in baseball here, most profitable one, and I do like it today. 2, I have been thinking about this game since the All-Star break started because, I mean, how are you going to win 10 straight games and come back with that same intensity after like a week off here? Lucas Giolito, I trust genuinely. Colin Ray, I like a lot as well. Both pitchers I believe in here. Now, shout out to Spoons for sending me some ball. Wrigley Field is the least offensive ballpark today, right there with Citi Field here. Minus 21% home runs today. And if we give our friends at Swish Analytics here a little bit of a refresh, it'll tell us that the wind is coming in here. 5-6 mile an hour winds coming in. I'm going to check my friends at Wrigley Winds as well. Another good Twitter account as well. They just literally all they do is talk about the wind at Wrigley Field. So it's good shit here. Wind blowing in from center to right field at 7 miles an hour, gusts up to 10 mile an hour from Wrigley Wind. So another good note there. Market in this game. Let's talk about where the money is. And by the way, a lot of pitchers undecided yet. So a lot of market analysis not going to be possible with a lot of those pitchers being undecided. But we'll get there when we get there. Red Sox, Cubs, 78% of the bets and 94% of the money is on the under. No duh. With all that weather, what started at 8.5 has gone down to 7.5. So not expecting many runs here, obviously. And for the side, 53% of the bets and 60% of the money on the Chicago Cubs here. It's gone up 10 cents, minus 125. Opener where we used to play poker, minus 135 there, and minus 131 at Penny as an opener of minus 125. So I understand why everyone is betting the Cubs here. I get it. And I am right there with you guys. I want to bet the Cubs here. I just have a lot of mental biases in my head, obviously running, and I really don't trust this Cubs team because more of mental bias. So Moose, tell me what you thought about this game while I battle my own self here.
I mean, I kind of went all over with this game. I was looking, like you said, the line movement kind of gives you the under. Line movement kind of tells you that it's the Cubs. And I just didn't really see where I could really place my bet, especially because you look at Lucas Giolito. He is a fastball pitcher. He throws at about 40% of the time, and his fastball has pretty good metrics in terms of batting average against, expected batting average, slug, but the expected numbers aren't nearly as good. You see an expected slug that's almost 80 points higher than the slug, and I see the Cubs, and they're a good fastball hitting team since the beginning of June. 455 slug against, a 215 ISO. I would like to be on a Cubs team total over here because Lucas Giolito does have those weird, ERA, expected ERA splits. It's almost like a run and a half higher ERA versus the expected ERA. But there's so much variance to it. I couldn't find myself getting onto one way or another, whether it was a side or a total. I think the line is telling you that Giolito is going to pitch well today. I don't really know what to get from Colin Ray. The Cubs at home generally is a better deal when the wind is a little bit more ferocious, blowing out. I don't have anything here. I could see any bet going any way, and there's going to be stats that support it. I don't do that kind of stuff anymore where it's like, if I have enough stats, I'm going to make the play. I couldn't find anything that really correlated to line movement and data based, so I'm off of this.
All right. Moose money is off here. I'm going to continue to battle my inner demons here. It seems like a pretty easy Cub spot. I'm not going to lie. I'd love to hear what you guys in the chat are. I hear a lot of Cubs, but I don't see a lot of Cubs bets. So you guys, full game. Mally Mal saying Cubs team total has hit 5 of their last 6 games when Ray's on the mound, but it was juiced to the under at 4.5. Moved it down to 3.5. That makes sense with the wind. That makes sense here. Nice to see.
But it's
Big
5 miles
Show.
an hour. 5 miles an hour ain't nothing. It's more the fact that it's not humid. So I think it's more about the fact that you have Giolito, who's pitching really well, and Colin Ray, who's up and down, and they're betting that he's going to be pitching well today.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to – this is one of those rare occasions where I have to grow up and make a bet that I hate making. Nice to see you, Nasty, and I'm glad you're here for this so you can shun me later. But I think the Cubs win this game, so I'll just jump on the Cubs bandwagon at minus 135. I would be shocked if the Red Sox kept their momentum across the All-Star break. Does not mean I don't think they win the series. I'll tell you that now. The Red Sox have the third toughest schedule in the second half of baseball here, so I'm very interested to see what happens to the Boston Red Sox. But I'm going to join on the Cubs here, minus 135. Nate, I'll smack myself because I definitely deserve it for that bet. But we're on there. Let's keep rolling here. And Moose, by the way, Moose Money bets. I heard rumor of a potential college football play.
There is. Worked on it last night. It is probably something that is going to be on the correct side of line movement because the line's already moving. I talked with Wine Time last night ad nauseum, and at the end of the show, if you're sticking around, I will give it out.
Well, there you go. There's a little tease for you guys to stick around and join the program here and watch, because we've got some college football coming up here with our guy Moose Money and the Moose Dives, and we'll talk all about the Moose Dives as well, because there's a lot of information in the Moose Dive. So we will get after it here. By the way, I'm going to try to talk a little bit about futures in the sense of where teams are now. I know obviously we are in not really the halfway point. I would say 2/3 point, maybe. Math guy. I will just let you guys in on some futures here that I see, and we'll keep the division futures around here as well. The AL East, Boston Red Sox are plus 600 to win the division. And I think I have playoffs in front of me too. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I do not. It does not seem. I'll just give out division futures then. Keep you guys a titty of that to see if you guys want to move on that as well. I will mention that I think my good friend Roman Anthony is a great bet for AL Rookie of the Year. I know Jacob Wilson is minus 105, but plus 1,800 for Roman Anthony. I would be very interested in that as well. So I'll also Cubs here. I'll talk about their futures just quickly here. They are a team that are in the World Series hunt. So I'll give you guys Cubs plus 1,300 to win the World Series here, plus 575 for the National League, and minus 275 for their division there. So we will keep it rolling here, but I'm excited to bring this person on. See, I ask a lot of this guy. I ask a lot of this man. I ask this man for favors. I pick his brain, and I ask him to come on shows when maybe he doesn't want to. But this guy, he says yes because he's a great man, a great capper. And guess what? He'd be capping these games with or without us. So it's glad he's on screen with us. It's the one, the only Peter Loshak joining the program. Pete, my man, how are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, it's important to be nice to other people in these times, because being smart doesn't mean anything anymore. All we got now is fucking sociopathy or the lack thereof. So I choose to be a nice person in 2025.
Well, that's a great choice, Pete, and I thank you for your niceness. I appreciate you jumping on with us here, Pete. We've got Pete for about an hour here. I'm excited to see what Pete's got for us here. First of all, Pete, how were your last few days? What were you betting on? What were you doing in the All-Star break?
Well, I was definitely hitting WNBA, which went well, but not until like right before tip. I don't really have a particular read on WNBA until right before tip. So there was that. That went well. Then there was definitely soccer stuff, which is going okay. I would really like, what's it called? Magdalena, Colombian soccer tonight. I got a nice line. Magdalena.
Sure.
Yeah. I did hit some tennis. Overall did well, except I did have Casper Rudd as a huge favorite today. That one lost. But overall, pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're finding things to bet on the All-Star break, Pete.
Well, when the number one rule, which Mr. Gokster has taken to heart, is don't bite off more than you can chew in life. And you consider yourself lucky when life forces you to only be able to bite as much as you can chew. So that's a nice aspect of this part of the season. Yeah. WNBA is nice. I'll probably have some kind of prop on the All-Star game tonight, but I don't know what they'll be. But probably I will have a few bets.
Okay,
And,
well, I'm interested.
Yeah. And
Very
Magdalena in Colombian soccer. That's
well,
tonight.
Pete, I'll ask you quickly. Red Sox Cubs. Did you have any interest in this game? I mean, 10-game winning streak, changing cities. It's kind of. I would be shocked if the Red Sox somehow kept this momentum going. I took the Cubs minus 135 now. The wind's blowing in, so it's making it a very offensive preventing ballpark today.
Yeah, you're right.
8.5 to 7.5. What do you think?
You're absolutely right. Well, first of all, when the right after the All-Star break in all sports, of course, I take it very carefully. Definitely expect the unexpected, stark reversals of form, and also some continuations of form. No question about it. In this one, I like the Cubs, and I also like the under. And the first 3 under is probably good. I definitely like the Cubs here. And yeah, I mean, it's tough to go against Giolito because of how friggin' awesome he was to end the first half. Historically, he hasn't been good against the Cubs, and this is a good version of the Cubs, should be. It's tough to bet against Giolito, though, but he's also one of those guys, I think, who relies on some funny business in terms of substances on his hand, which maybe he's less likely to get away with on the road. I don't know. Definitely liking the Cubs here and the under.
Okay. Well, I'm on the Cubs. Moose didn't move on anything here. We heard Pete's conversation about this game, so let's roll right along here to White Sox Pirates here. Bailey faltered the can man, Jonathan Cannon. Yeah, Pete, I was about to say, you can't see with those glasses on. There's no shot you can see with those fucking glasses on.
It's very hard,
Both these teams obviously not in any futures conversation, so we can skip over that part, and I'll roll right into the market here. There's 82% of the bets and 93% of the money on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good Lord. If you guys that still use action could let me know what you guys see on your screens, I'd be interested to see here. Minus 165 opener where we used to play poker, now down to minus 155 here. But Penny opened this up minus 152. It's at minus 153 now. What do you guys think about this game in the chat? I'm very interested to see what both these teams do coming out of the break. I've gone back and forth on whether I think Jonathan Cannon is a bet on pitcher. This total, by the way, opened up at an 8, juice to the over is now 8.5, where we used to play poker. Penny opened this up at an 8, minus 114 to the over, now minus 109. So I was fascinated in this game in the sense that I like both of these pitchers. I think Falter could be a good trade piece for someone, but I wasn't very interested from a betting perspective in this game. Moose, my man, we'll start off with you here and then roll to Loshak here. What do you think, White Sox Pirates?
I mean, 2 interesting pitchers. Falter has been faltering.
That's a good one.
So, I mean, but you look at some of the reports that have come out. The Pittsburgh Gazette did a report on Falter after his last start where he struggled, and he just was unbelievably frustrated. And one of the things the reporter, I don't know the name, sorry, whoever the reporter was, made a comment of was usually Falter in his post-game interviews, one-word answers, just doesn't want to really do too much. And for whatever reason, he was just waxing. I mean, he was just going on and on about, hey, I'm getting frustrated. It's so frustrating. I'm just getting so frustrated. So I kind of think the best thing for Falter when you have some struggles is to have a nice little break. Step away from things. Best example I can give everybody, I think we can all kind of relate to this, is if we're playing a video game and we get stuck at a level. If you get stuck at Bowser's Castle and you are just playing over and over and over and over again, and then finally you throw the controller, you break it, you have to go buy a new one, and then you finally get back and you sit down, and all of a sudden you play that level again, and boom, there it is. You are right where you thought you should be the entire time, and you're playing it better. Kind of apply that to Falter here. I do think the break was absolutely necessary for him to be able to get away from things, kind of get himself refocused. Now, the other question is Cannon. And he had that back injury that he had against Cincinnati, and he struggled right after that. And they finally put him on the injury list. One of the things he talked about was how when you are young trying to make it and you've had a history of being able to battle through injuries, you are going to try to pitch through those. You cannot really do that at the major league level. If your game is 1/10 of an inch off, and yes, Jose, that 1/10 of an inch does matter, then you could have yourself a demotion in your future. Cannon went down to the minors, looked better when he came back, got to the big leagues, looked better when he came back. But if you look at some of his metrics, he is getting hit and he is getting barreled. Specifically, Cannon throws a cutter about 33% of the time, and the Pittsburgh Pirates crush the cutter. They have been hitting it very, very well since June. And if you want to go track the pitches, Fangraphs, you can actually track how teams do against pitches, individual pitches. I would want to be on Pittsburgh team total over because everything's telling me with line movement how it's going towards the Pittsburgh Pirates and how it's going towards the over. I would like to be on a Pittsburgh team total over, but I forget who it was that put it in there, that basically the Pittsburgh team total over has been a dead spot. I don't know where I want to go with this. It was a ton of information. I spent probably 45 minutes on this cap just at the end of the day. Be like, I don't know where to go here. I kind of like Pittsburgh team total over, but nothing extreme enough for me to pull the trigger on.
Okay. Nothing for our guy, Moosey Money Bets there. Peter Loshak, what do you think?
That was a very nice breakdown. A lot of good stuff in there. Yeah, I mean, all things being equal, I would have been leaning White Sox and under. But because of and also Pittsburgh has a very, very weird, stark home road split dichotomy. You know what I mean? They're incredible. For some reason, they've been great at home and terrible on the road. I don't see any reason why that would be that fundamental mostly, but maybe it is. Yeah, this is a tough one. In general, I think I'm okay with Cannon. I like him, but I guess I'm going to pass on this one.
I am too. By the way, some donations in the chat here. Our guy Gorky gave $2, said he's on the Boston money line. Shout out to you, Gorky. Good luck, my man. Troy Torrance put Skull and Bones on that game as well, and I believe he's put Skull and Bones in this game here as well, saying teams below 500 and bottom 5 ISO, that's isolated power, equals dead unders there. So he's on the under in this game as well. Yeah. So shout out to you, Troy Torrance.
That's
here.
What I was thinking about. And also, I just caught that the last game, the Cubs game, the total dropped a full run.
Oh yeah, started at 8.5 to 7.5. Yeah.
God, all right, I'm gonna take. I'll add some official play. I'll start with the first 3 under 2.5 minus 135. And I wonder what Troy Torrance has to say about that Cubs game because all things being equal, I'd love the Cubs here, but Giolito was like freaking, elite level lights out for multiple starts heading into the break. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I do think it's not something that will come and go. I think he has been solid, and I think he will be good, but I think first start off the break is a little tricky for him. Yeah. Pete, so that Red Sox, that first 3 under, I should say, that was Red Sox Cubs?
Yeah.
And what was the juice there?
135. I'll search around to see if I can find a little bit better. And this one, yeah, I mean, again, all things being equal, I definitely would have been looking at liking the under here. Troy likes the under.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why people are on the under here. By the way, Kong's Clips giving a donation there. So shout out to our guy, Kong's Clips. Dave here. Nice to see pics from Dave. He's on the Chicago Cubs there as well. And Gorky, I don't love betting against the Red Sox, Gorky, but it had to be done today. So there
you go. Spoonsbet says Giolito has regression coming. Obviously. I mean, when you're pitching that well, you could only have regression coming. I mean, it's been freaking unreal. How stark of a regression are you expecting, though?
I'm interested to see what you think there, Spoons. Let's keep rolling on here. Appreciate all you guys in the chat jumping in here, giving your insights. We appreciate all of that. Let's go to a game which doesn't have an official starter here so far. We'll update these as we go along, but these games obviously are a little tougher to bet. No starter in here, and on top of that, Philadelphia is minus 220 against the no-starting Los Angeles Angels here. So making it pretty quick, I'm off this game. I don't want to bet the Phillies at minus 200. I'll be very, very interested to see how they do in the second half, especially at the trade deadline, because this is their team. This is it. So you better add pieces. There's no real hitters in the market that can make a difference for them. It's got to be relievers, and everyone's going to want relievers. So I'm off of this game. We'll start with you again, Moose, here. What'd you think about this game?
It's Soriano, isn't it? Isn't it Soriano for the Angels?
I don't have a picture listed here, and that's what I was worried about. So What do you think if it is Soriano? I like Soriano.
I mean, I do like Soriano. I do kind of like the under here with Luzardo and Soriano, but you talk about two pitchers that kind of have extremes. Soriano has pitched much better recently, but he has his blow-ups, and Luzardo, same thing. I mean, he's pitched much better recently, but he has his blow-ups. So you got to kind of go and look and see how do the Angels do against left-handed pitching. Since June 16th, kind of have to go back a little extra. I like to go 5 series on my data pulls. But with left-handers, you generally have to go back a little bit further just because they don't have as many at-bats. You want to get to 200. If you can get to 200, you have a pretty decent sample size. So for the last 273 at-bats against lefties, it is a 436 slug, 736 OPS, but a 236 average. They will hit for power. And Luzardo, when you look at some of his numbers, he's a strikeout guy. And that's another thing to point out is the Angels have been striking out 27% against lefties, and Luzardo can absolutely be a strikeout pitcher. But you look at Luzardo and some of his home road splits, and if I can just pull up the tab so I can have the actual information here, if my thing wants to go. You see the home road splits, 4.53 at home and a 3.79 ERA on the road. He does pitch better on the road. That makes sense. Anybody that pitches in Philadelphia is going to probably have a little bit tougher time just because of how the ballpark plays. It would be Angels or nothing here. It would be Angels team total or nothing here for me. That would be the only side I could go on. I think the Phillies getting priced at 220 with Luzardo on the mound, even higher than that, was a little aggressive. So I think the lines really like Philly here, but I can only look at the Angels right here.
See, and I'm seeing 3 different pitchers in the chat: Soriano, Hendricks, a little Kikuchi action maybe. So
I mean, what does Wine Time say? He's the one that's plugged in.
Wine says Soriano should start. I was hearing that Kikuchi would go if Soriano didn't. So I don't know. I guess I'll just keep staying off here. Pete, I assume you didn't look at this game with no line?
Yeah, that's right. I did not. But I will add on the Cubs minus 130. And if Giolito is, completely lights out again, I'll eat it.
I'll be eating it with you, Pete. I'm on there with you as well. So let's ride together. Let's move on from this game here. Let's roll on to the San Diego Padres. And I'm glad that we have Moose Money here to talk about this game because this line fucking stinks, Moosey. Now, question for you. Where were the Padres before this national series? Because they obviously had to fly across the country here, I assume. But All-Star break helps with that. But where were they before this? Do you remember, Moose?
They had a nice home series. They had like a 3-game, 3-series home set.
Okay, so typically if you're not an all-star, you're just chilling at home, and then what was yesterday? Or Thursday, you're probably boarding that plane and going to cross the country here. So that's interesting in that aspect. Nationals Park, second highest offensive park here today. 11% home runs, plus 13% doubles and triples. Again, shout out to my guy Spoons for sending me the information here. I mean, again, I think this line fucking stinks, Moose. And I'll tell you why. Minus 160 opener. We're down to minus 142 now at BOL. Minus 137 at Penny. And guess what, Moose? Obviously, 80% of the bets, 73% of the money are on the San Diego Padres here. It seems as if Dylan Cease is going to struggle here yet again, and he is not going to be the trade piece that I thought everyone would love to get here. Moose, this is your Padres team, so I'll sit back and listen in. What do you think of this team today, and what do you think of Dylan Cease today?
I mean, first off, rain is absolutely in the forecast. If you are not following Kevin Roth, if you're not following Kevin Roth on Twitter, I mean, I keep on shouting it out. He is one of the best meteorologists in sports capping, and he does go out and he gives you the games like, hey, here's the games you should be paying attention to. Dude is phenomenal. He does have this as a potential rain delay or even potentially an in-game delay. So rain is very much in the forecast. All that being said, Dylan Cease, I have been talking with my buddies, and I think this is a great idea. It'll never happen. He should be in the bullpen. you look at how he starts games. I mean, he has like a .078 ERA or something like that for the first 2 innings, and then he blows up, the second, third time around. It's never going to happen in his contract year, but if he went to the bullpen, like that would be a legit move. You could trade Suarez, you could add Cease in there, you could bring in a pitcher that has a little bit more, durability as a starter. But anyways, all that kind of aside, I do like the fact that Fernando went to the All-Star game, seemed to be getting his vibe back, and a lot of this team goes as Jackson Merrill and Fernando Tatis go, and Merrill was starting to hit the ball better. He's made an adjustment with his back leg, trying not to dip so much. You can see on his back leg, sometimes he'll get underneath the ball a little bit, and you'll cause him to swing underneath. And he's been getting much better pop, especially the opposite field. And when Merrill's hitting the ball opposite field, he is good. But you look at Soroka with his slurve, the Padres struggle against horizontal break. So if you see pitches that are going on that the X axis, sorry, I'm not a math teacher. This one, that thing. If it's going along there, the Padres have really struggled. They are better with vertical movement than they are with horizontal. And Soroka is a horizontal movement type of guy. So when you're looking at the line movement, it all makes sense. Cease has been struggling. The series has generally been pretty volatile, back and forth, up and down. It has generally been an over series, even though the last 2 games went under. Nationals would be the only side I could be on, but I do think the Padres are kind of poised for a little bit of a turnaround. If you remember last year, very similar situation. Struggled a little bit during the first half, had a nice little win series against a playoff type opponent going into the break, and then they just took off. I kind of see something similar happening here. Nats money line would be the only way I could lean today, but I'm not going to play that. Best of luck to anybody, but I think Nats is the side.
Okay, Nats lean for our guy Moose Money. By the way, P, I'll give you some more time to think this spot over here. Our guy Kong's Clips giving a $2 donation, asking for a recap of the early bets here. Just the Cubs. Cubs for all of us here, except for Moose. I guess that's just me and Pete. And then first 300, 2.5, minus 135 for Pete there. So just Cubs in the early spot there. Pete, a very interesting game. Maybe we'll not have it with the rain. And what was the guy's name again, Moose, the meteorologist?
Kevin Roth.
I like that angle. A handicapper that's also a weatherman. I like that angle. I like that angle a lot. Pete, what do you think?
If he was such a good handicapper, why has he got to work as a weatherman?
That's a good question.
I hate those gigs. You know what I mean? First of all, I agree with what he said about San Diego, though. I agree with that as far as the second half is concerned. This game, though, you said this line stinks, Jose Bouquett. This is the one that, I make a lot of losing bets on the wrong side of countless market moves. But this one, immediately, I thought that Washington was the play. And I will make it official, even though the line has moved. The Nats are not a great team, but they have some life to them, I think, trying not to suck too bad going forward. And again, not so high on Cease in this spot. I'm okay with Soroka in this spot. And at the dog line, I definitely like Washington, and I'll make it official even at the reduced line and even with the threat of rain. But I definitely agree about, in general, your take on San Diego going forward.
I'm right there with you, Pete, again. I'm getting plus 131 for the Nationals and 3.5 for their team total. I was back and forth on both, or I am back and forth on both, I should guess. I'll just repeat. It's funny that, weather and rain's in the forecast, but Nationals Park still very offensive according to Ballpark Pal today.
I would be also looking at maybe later on some a Nats offensive prop or two if the lines are okay.
Yeah, Wager Detective did throw it out there. I may as well say the Padres have dominated the series, so for whatever it's worth. But this is also one of those showcases. Even though Rizzo got fired for it, this is also the trade that we like to refer to as just the trade, where Abrams and Woods like to ball out, and they balled out last time they were in San Diego. I mean, Woods hit a pretty massive. I think it was Woods hit a massive home run, and I think the Nats team total would probably be my better bet more than the money line. But I do think that the Nats is the side.
Okay. Moose, how's my friend Xander Bogaerts doing, by the way?
He picked it up. He went really hot, but I still have, I think, 4 nicknames to describe how awful he is. So when he is struggling, it's Ned Flanders. When he is really struggling, it's Millhouse because he's just a useless character. And when he is really, really struggling, we call him Snowball because all he does is die.
See, Pete, these are the references. I brought Moose in because I knew he'd have the references that tickle you, Pete. I knew he'd tickle that brain of yours here. So this is a great combo we've got on screen here, and a great combo to break these games down.
I was looking so intently at Washington offensive batter props that I didn't catch the reference. What was it? A Simpsons reference? What was it?
No, we're just talking about Snowball, who always dies. You know.
Yeah.
You'll have to rewatch it, Pete.
Right,
You'll have to rewatch it.
Okay.
Let's move on here. Let's go to the game that I've been thinking about the most this morning, honestly. We've got Giants, Toronto Blue Jays here. And our friend Justin Verlander back on the bump here, a guy that we've wanted to fade throughout the season here. And his 0-7 record has made it seem like it's been a very profitable fade here. So appreciated Verlander for that. But today, the tides might be turning on Verlander. Now, I will say, and I will mention that we had a minus 130 opener in this game here. Penny opened this up at minus 129, and where we used to play poker, minus 138, which is rare. Both are at minus 145 now. But my opening up at minus 130, I thought was insanely cheap, like our guy Spoons Bets texted me this morning. 15 cents of movement towards Toronto makes you feel a little better about it, but I definitely thought this was a Toronto or pass. By the way, Toronto has the 10th hardest schedule coming up here in the second half. They play the Tigers, Dodgers, Cubs. They play 6 games against the Yankees that will be very pivotal for them in the division. Right now, to win the American League East, Los Blue Jays are plus 175 still. Yankees are still minus 118, which is funny to me. And to win the National League, these guys are plus 850 here. Fascinating to see what they do. Giants, are the Giants going to make the playoffs is really the best question here. Giants second half schedule is a little bit of a reprieve, 22nd, most difficult there. So very much favoring them. They've got 6 against the Rockies. They've got 6 against the Diamondbacks, who are selling, 6 against the Pirates. So they should be okay when it comes to the second half of the season. It just all depends on how they play, because they're a team that definitely plays to the standard of their competition as well. Giants to win this division plus 1,200, and the Giants to win the National League here very far down at a plus, not even, there we go, plus 1,800 there as well. So I'll be fascinated to see what each of these teams do in the second half. The market in this game, we've got, and I've got to scroll, 56% of the bets, 76% of the money on Toronto here. 55% of the bets are on the under, but 73% of the money is on the over in this game. Fascinating. I kind of did lean over because I wanted to fade Verlander here, but a little expensive to try to fade him, and I don't love Bassett, so I leaned over as well, but just not a game I moved on here. Moose, what'd you think?
You got Bassett 9-4. And you got Verlander 0-7, and the line opens up minus 130.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Shocking.
No. Okay. So what is it that the books are seeing that makes them price the Giants, as essentially a cheap dog? Well, you go into the reports and you look at Justin Verlander, and you find out that he has made a mechanical adjustment, and he has now worked on trying to get his hand out of his glove a little earlier on his leg lift. It is in the San Francisco Chronicle. If you want to go get that, I did post a little cheat sheet on how you can kind of bypass some of those paywalls. But if you're wanting to talk mechanics, and I love talking pitch mechanics, Justin Verlander taking the ball out of his glove earlier is allowing him to get into his preset position a little bit more efficiently. What happens if you are taking the ball out of your glove late is you'll have this motion of your arm essentially having to rush to get up into its position and then making sure it is quickly stabilized and then rotate. If you're taking your glove out too late, your glove doesn't have that chance to stabilize, so you don't really have that set directional path. And if you've noticed Verlander, he has been missing location and his velocity was down a little bit. The first pitch of his last game, he hit 96 miles an hour, and in the post-game report said, that was fucking awesome, and I am very stoked about what I'm feeling with this adjustment. All that is kind of correlated to where they set the line, how it was initially getting bet, because it was money and betting percentage in on the Blue Jays, yet the line was going down towards the Giants. I think the Giants are the live spot here. I am on the Giants here, full game, because if you're going to give me the Giants with potentially a better version of Verlander against Bassett, who has struggled against the Giants in his career, 3-2 with a 4.54 ERA, specifically against Devers, he has struggled against Devers. If you are looking for some hitting props today, that is number one by far. Devers against Chris Bassett in 17 at-bats has 8 hits, 3 singles, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, a 471 average with a 1.118 slug. I think Devers takes it to Bassett. I think that the Giants score some runs here, which I know is going to be a breaking news moment, but I like the Giants here. I took them on the money line. I took them at a worse number. The public has hammered the Blue Jays, which makes me love this even more. Give me the Giants money line, and I took the reverse run line for a little sprinkle, just in case they win by 2. Muted.
Of course.
And muted.
Jesus Christ, I keep muting myself on accident here. Money line price, sorry. What'd you get on the money line move?
Sorry, I thought it was plus. Last night I got it at plus 119, and we're at plus 130 right now.
Beautiful. Plus 119. Peter, what did you think about this game?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with almost all of it, except the Verlander stuff. I'm looking at this number right here, birth date, 1983. The guy's old as fuck. He's gonna start pulling his hand out of his glove. Yeah, okay. If he's 34, maybe 42, forget about it. So he did get, his velocity was nice last start, got a bunch of Ks, but as we know, pitching is way more than velocity. Strikeouts are great to see, but a lot of guys get crushed while getting strikeouts. I'm definitely a seller on Verlander going forward until further notice. And, I do agree that if I was going to take, if I was going to take the Giants here, I'd much rather have the reverse run line than the money line because there's high volatility, I think, with both of these starters. Particularly Verlander, but I haven't made a bet on this one yet. Definitely leaning towards vaguely towards the over, and Verlander to continue to struggle in this game and in others. Especially when he's facing like a tough lineup. I mean, first game back from the All-Star break is a little different, but yeah, high volatility here with both starters, so I would definitely like a big dog line on anything I bet, and I agree with everything that was said except for. Verlander's mechanics help. I mean, it's good to see for sure, but I think he's cooked. I think he's done.
Well, I'll be watching this game, looking at Verlander very closely now after this breakdown, so I cannot wait to see what happens here. Let's roll right along. Go ahead.
I do think going forward, he'll have a bunch of starts where he gives up a bunch of runs and home runs and still gets, his strikeout prop, So,
that's good for you strikeout bettors out there.
Yeah.
Those are always the funny ones, I'm sure. Your guy gives up 12 earned runs, but you get over 3.5 strikeouts. You're like, fuck yeah.
Even worse is when they have 7 innings, 1 run, 2 strikeouts, and you bet the over 3.5 strikeouts.
Oh, God. That's the brutal stuff there. But let's keep rolling on here. The New York Mets, Cincinnati Reds here. A game I was semi-interested in, but I didn't end up moving on. I haven't moved on yet. Would like to hear everyone's opinions in the chat, obviously. We'll go straight into the market here, then we'll talk about the futures for each side and talk about where these lines have moved. 69% of the bets, 54% of the money on the New York Metropolitans here. 64% of the bets, 58% of the money on the under in this game here. Line movement, we've opened up at minus 160 where we used to play poker at, minus 154 at Penny, now down to minus 140, minus 148 at where we used to play poker here as well. So a little reverse line movement in this game. I obviously was a little interested in the Reds, Lodolo has been a solid pitcher. Sean Manaea, I believe, because I saw Sean Manaea come out of the bullpen several times for the Mets here as he was kind of trying to torque it up and get ready to go here. It was only one appearance, and I'm glad I caught it, I guess. 3 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, no walks, and a relief appearance against the Royals. So I don't expect him to be bad, Manaea. I just didn't have enough line movement here with the Reds. I was a little worried about them here. Mets, by the way, here, let's talk about them in the National League. They are plus 550 to win the National League, and to win the National League East, plus 115 there. They have as I scroll along, 7th toughest schedule here, right between Texas and Chicago here. They've got, a bunch of games left against the Padres, Giants, and Phillies there. 7 games against the Phillies will decide this division here. So if you are interested in the Mets to win that division, those games are pivotal there. Moose, what do you think about this game?
I mean, home road splits for Lodolo. I'm sure that's been said on all the betting shows on every single Lodolo start. But I mean, if you want to hear it again, here it is: 4.17 ERA at home, 2.56 ERA on the road. The Mets do not hit left-handed pitching as well, but they do hit it better at home. The last 272 plate appearances, 557 OPS, 295 slug, 207 average. I mean, I really do want to kind of take the under here, but I don't know what I would be getting from Manaea. I mean, he looked all right, but some of his starts in the minors was kind of like, okay, he's getting his rehab. So, you don't really take too much stock in minor league rehabs, but I don't really like backing a guy where I don't really know their pitch limit for the day. I'm sure it's probably around 55, 60, 65 pitches, and you do have a fresh bullpen. But the last thing you want to do first game out of the All-Star break is have a bullpen day. And it kind of has the Mets set up for that a little bit. But it's fishy. I like the under. I like the Reds as a side. I thought minus 150 was kind of an odd price with Lodolo on the mound. But at the end of the day, I stayed off of it. I do like the Reds here, and I do like the under.
Reds and the under for old Moosey money. Pete, what do you think?
I agree I definitely agree with the under. Totally agree on Lodolo being good here. And definitely agree with Manaea being a wild card. He's often been that way in his career. I'm willing to bet, though, that he is good enough here. Cincinnati also, of course, can be a bit of a chintzy lineup when they go into parks like this. So I will definitely take first 3 under. Probably the full game under is good as well, and I'd be leaning first 5 under as well. And yeah, I'm kind of expecting maybe the Mets to have some improvement and to be a little bit of a good bet going forward. But yeah, here as a big favorite like this against Lodolo doesn't quite make sense unless you expect that Manaea will be able to match him, which would not surprise me at all. So a lot of things I'm liking in this one in general, but I will make the first 3 under official.
I like that bet a lot, Pete. If I had the ability to make the first 3 unders, this would be a first 3 under for me. I don't bet first 5 unders here, so I think I'm just going to roll with the full game under here. I do like the Reds in this game. I'm just a little too trepidatious to make the bet, I guess, using my Scrabble words here. And I have the 8 minus 120. It looks like it's going to be 7.5 across the board here soon. So give me the under in this game. Under in Reds, Mets here. Expecting Manaea to pitch well. I think he can go out here and pitch competently 4 or 5 innings here, especially off the break. I'll be interested to see what happens with him as well, because he's a big pitcher for the Mets. He could really give some length to this rotation. So let's keep rolling on here, gentlemen. Again, I appreciate everyone watching the show here. Keep liking, hit the subscribe, and keep commenting away and let us know what you guys think. One of my 2 must-bet spots here now in Oakland, Las Vegas, Sacramento A's versus the Cleveland Guardians here. Slade Ciccone versus JP Sears. And I'll put it to you guys like this. There is 93% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Cleveland Guardians. And we have opened up at a minus 135 where we used to play poker at, minus 132 at Penny. It is now minus 122. So I simply put, I think the A's are a must-bet spot today. I am on the Oakland A's. I'm betting it right now. Full game money line, Moose money. Short breakdown, but what do you think?
I mean, I do like the A's here. I like the under more, though. And A's on the road are an under team. A's at home are an over team. And Slade Sassoni has, he's been up and down, but he has been generally better at home. The thing that really pushed me over, though, was definitely the line movement. And you saw how much it's going towards I almost said Oakland. How much it's going towards the A's. And it does tell me that Sears is likely to pitch well. He's pitched very well recently. And the big stat is you look at Cleveland against left-handed pitching, and they are one of the worst teams hitting against left-handed pitching. A 195 average against since June 16th. So sign me up for the full game. I did beat line movement last night. I got in under 8.5. The other bet I like, and I have not done this bet yet this year, but this one was just jumping out at me, and it is a Nerfy. JP Sears has under 2 ERA the first inning. Slade Sassoni has an under 1 ERA the first inning. The Guardians at home in their first 5 are like 15 games to the under on the Nerfy, and the A's on the road are under to the Nerfy. So that was too much of a bet for me to pass up. So minus 115, I got the Nerfy in at. I took the under 8.5 yesterday at a minus 115. Sign me up for both unders, and I do like the A's. I might circle back on the A's here, and I might also circle back on the Mets and Reds first 5 under.
Pete, what'd you think?
Yeah, I agree. The under. I didn't have an opinion at all on the side. Very confused there. So I'm a little bit surprised to see big market movement in one direction. And if it is in that direction, it's probably the right direction. Definitely like the under. Not huge, but solidly a little bit. So I guess I'll make that official. A great analysis on the Nerfy as well. That's probably it. All of them, first 3, first 5, and full game, I think are all have varying degrees of value. Yeah, I guess it does make sense that the A's would be the team. Cleveland closed very well. I think that's probably they're not that good going forward. Yeah, I'll probably make something official here. I'll have to think about it though. But definitely the under is what I liked before we talked about it.
I'm on the A's plus 118. Again, it was just one of the 2 spots today that I was like, I have to bet the A's here today. So. It should be fun. I like you guys under here. I appreciate you guys again in the chat. Seeing a lot of A's love in here. Troy saying Athletics 5-2 on the road with the market moving towards the under. 2-0 in the sample. The market moving their way as well. Fernando Mendoza likes over 3.5 Ks there. Nathan Cerna likes the Nerfy here. Top set saying this might be the best bet on the board. Wine time Angels money, or excuse me, A's. I'm just used to him saying Angels. A's money line plus 120 as well here. So shout out to you guys in the chat.
Top set saying best bet being the A's or being the under?
The A's, I believe. Yeah. So you top set, let us know, clarify, but I believe he meant the A's there. So I'm on the A's with you. He's probably going to do a non-correlating parlay here, like A's money line or plus 1.5, and then A's team total under and full game under. Something like that I could see my guy Top Set doing as well. So shout out to you, Top Set. Let's go to another stinky game with no starter here. Royals-Marlins. Royals minus 125 against Sandy Alcantara. Now, I can tell you guys what RotoWire has listed, but I don't trust them very much. Seth Lugo is their listed starter as of now. So we'll see. It allegedly is him, so we can cap the game if it is as it is him. We've got market splits in this game. No, we don't. So I can just tell you guys that this line opened up at minus 125. It's up and down from minus 120, 25. So I was a little fished out that, and that's, I guess, a new term, fished out. I was a little weirded out that this line was minus 120, 25 with the Royals on the road here. I lead Marlins because of the fishy line, but no action for me, Moose. What'd you think?
I mean, I love the dad jokes. I love the dad puns.
Thank
Fishy
you.
line. I mean,
I'm here. I'm
A-plus
I'm
stuff.
just trying to keep up with you.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, who's Sandy Alcantara? I mean, who is he now? We have not seen the version that Pete, has it felt like the last month that there's been such a push for Sandy. Like, there's been so many bettors that have been backing him, saying like, okay, now the turnaround's happening. The turnaround is happening. Because there's always these games that you'll see where it looks like he's figured it out, whether it was against the Pirates, 6 strikeouts, 6 innings, didn't give up a run, and then followed it up with a solid outing against the Phillies. But then his last 3 starts, he's given up 7 runs, 5 runs, and 6 runs, and hasn't made it past the 6th inning. So who is Sandy Alcantara? And I do not know right now.
So I didn't mean to cut off, but like if you had told me a while ago that in July of 2025 that Pat Corbin would be way better than Sandy,
right?
I would have said, I'll eat my hat.
Right.
I would be eating my hat right now. I'd be eating this thing.
It's ridiculous. I mean, and he's like one of the number 1 trade pieces. It's like, dude, this guy's coming back from Tommy John and has clearly not found his release point yet. Because what happens inevitably is when they take a muscle from a different part of your body and attach it to another part of your body, it takes a little bit of time for that entire arm to appendage. It takes a while for that appendage to be able to kind of figure itself out and connect. Is the velocity there? Yes. Is the spin rate there? Yes. Is his feel for his pitches there? No. And what's kind of important in pitching a baseball is the feel of the ball. So I don't trust Sandy right now. The line movement screams under because you've had a lot of bets towards the over, but it went down, I believe, a full half a run to a 7.5. And so if you're talking about a guy that has given up like 40 runs in his last 3 games and now has a 7.5 posted on the line, this is telling me Sandy's pitching well. But I cannot trust that right now. I cannot trust Sandy pitching well here. It is a little fishy.
Okay, a little fishy here. Pete, you seem very interested in this game. Troy Torrance putting the skull and bones on this one as well. What do you think?
I didn't look at it because there was no starter that I saw before earlier.
Yeah, I think, and by the way, shout out to the chat. The Seth Lugo just got announced here.
Yeah, I just didn't look at it.
No worries at all here. So nothing here for Pete. I'm gonna write down the Marlins here, and I'm gonna see if I can come back to the Marlins money line here. Pete and you, Moose, said it as well. Day after the All-Star break, such a difficult day of baseball to cap, and the markets are trying to speak here today, and I'm just trying to tap the brakes, drive slow, and see if we can come away with this day as a winning day. So I am not going to move on this game. I do lean under with Troy and the gang, and I do lean Marlins. So nothing for me here. Let's go to another game without a pitcher here. Pete, I'm surprised you're not wearing your Yankees hat. I'm surprised you haven't said, "Let's go Rangers" in a long time, because it's New York Yankees, Atlanta Braves here.
Oh, yeah.
Who are the Yankees throwing? I don't know, but we've got Spencer Strider, minus 110 lines each way, kind of the same cap as it was last game. I leaned Braves here, minus 110 each way is a little sussy. I kind of expected a minus 120, minus 25, minus 125 Yankee spot, but the fact that the Braves are even here made me lean Braves. Moose, any action or any thoughts on this Braves-Yankees game?
I got nothing. I mean, maybe it's Ian Hamilton, but that's not a certainty. Strider has been pitching pretty well, but he does have home road splits. So you can attack him on the road, but he's at home. So you would be backing him here. And his last few home starts, you look back against the Orioles, 3 runs. You look back against the Phillies, 2 runs. Start against the Mets, 1 run. So it would be Strider, but it's a very, again, odd line that it's minus 110. I'm guessing that they're assuming that it's not Hamilton, and that might be. I'm not sure if Rodon would be available. I'm pretty sure Fried wouldn't. But it's a weird line that they have at minus 110 for Strider at home. Makes me kind of think it'd be the Yankees side. I can't take this without without a lot of information on knowing who the starting pitcher is.
Okay, and you're in the same boat, Pete, I assume?
Yeah, I have a question, Jose Bouquett. Would I be allowed to give like a first 7 innings total? From
if you can bet it, Pete, you can give it out.
All right. And would I be allowed to double up, like taking the first 3 and first 7 in the same game?
Sure.
All right, I'll add on Cincinnati Mets, first 7 under 6.5 minus 145 DraftKings. Second pick for that game.
Minus 145 there. Yeah. And you said you were on the first 3 under in that game, right?
Yes.
What number was that again?
140.
And that's 2.5?
Yes.
All right. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I need to get a book with first 3 unders, man, because first 5 unders are for the devil, and first 3 unders just seem to be money. So I like the looks there, Pete. Let's go on and let's move here. I don't expect Fried to pitch in this game after the All-Star game either, Moose. So I agree wholeheartedly there. So let's go to our next game here, Baltimore-Detroit. And it is the home of Stacks number 2 in this bit. So shout out to Stacks. Stacks. Shout out to Stacks. He's also, by the way, passed over for game 1, but he's on the Padres Nationals over 8.5 there. So shout out to you, Stacks. Orioles money line for him here. Now, it's always fascinating to see what a player's mentality is after him, or he's like openly in trade rumors. The Rays are probably going to trade Taj Bradley here. And if the Rays are trading a pitcher, you probably shouldn't trade for him. He's a good young pitcher that I, at one point, had high expectations, hopes for, whatever, but he's pitched okay, I guess, just below what they thought. Market in this game, let's talk about this. 55% of the bets, 52% of the money on Taj Bradley here, 66% of the bets, and 93% of the money on the over in this game. Not often do you see that on this odd site that we're looking at. The juice has moved towards the under. Fascinatingly enough here, was minus 107 at Penny, now minus 113 to the under here. And BOL minus 110 each way right now still. So I kind of expecting both these guys to pitch a little bit well. So I'm a little surprised to see that. This, by the way, I was going to say the Trop. We're definitely not in the Trop. We're in Steinbrenner Field, 6% offense today, plus 18% home runs, though. So maybe a home run prop kind of day if you guys are interested in that. I lean Orioles with Stacks, and I kind of lean under. Moose, what'd you think?
You got to look at how the Rays do against the curve, because Morton throws the curve more than any other pitcher. He throws it 39% of the time. It is rated and graded as one of the best curveballs in baseball. So you look at how do the Rays do against the curveball, and everybody wants to see that the Rays struggle against the curveball, but they have a 776 OPS, 475 slug, and a 271 batting average against the curve. So I am off. If I found that the Rays struggled against the curve, I would be on the Orioles here. But they do not struggle against the curve. They absolutely mash the curve. But again, rated and graded as one of the best curveballs in the game. Do those numbers translate to them hitting Charlie Morton? He got hit around last time a little bit. I think it was 4 runs in 6 innings, so he did get hit around a little bit. I couldn't really get on it. I mean, I get the whole idea of you really kind of want to fade the pitcher that has their name on the trade block. But I mean, Bradley has been here before. He's had his name on the trade block before. And I don't know if the Rays are going to get overly aggressive as a seller. It seems like they might be more aggressive as a buyer. And usually the Rays aren't overly crazy as buyers. They're more aggressive as sellers. Even if Bradley does go, I still think Bradley's kind of set up for a decent little stretch here because this stuff is fantastic. It's just a matter of how consistently is he able to pitch, and that has been an issue for him. I don't have a read on this. I would like to kind of be on the Orioles here, but because the Rays have kind of struggled. I mean, the Rays have been, on the wrong end of some bad baseball, and their bullpen has just been absolutely awful. They did pick up Baker to kind of help out a little bit. I can't get on the Orioles here with how well the Rays are hitting the curveball, but that would be the only side I can lean.
And Moose, could you say one more time what the Rays do against curveballs?
You got it. All right, let me pull that tab back up here. Against the curve, they are 776 OPS, 475 slug, 271 batting average, and this is against 231 curveballs thrown.
Yeah, and Troy's asking about who threw the curveballs. It's kind of difficult to go through and see who exactly done it because everyone obviously could have a curveball, so that's a little more difficult. But there you go, Troy. Pete, what do you think?
Yeah, basically very similar breakdown, except my stats are different. Instead of looking at Morton's curveball and how they hit it, again, I'm looking at one of my favorite stats, which is year of birth, 1983 for Morton. I don't know how the fuck this guy is doing it. All things being equal, if he had been born like 96 or something, I would definitely be liking Baltimore here. Man, Charlie Morton, yeah, he's got to be for real. Statistically, I like, and also Taj Bradley is also a guy with a lot of uncertainty and high volatility because when he's good, he's great. And he looks like he's okay right now. So I definitely still like Baltimore here anyway. But, yeah, it's just I guess I just have to believe the stats or those stats and not look at this fucking Charlie Morton. I mean, he must be. I remember when he was like 7 years ago, he was on like the auto fade list. And now he's like, one of the top curveballs in baseball. I don't know.
That's all he's got left. He was that fade in that first half of the season. Then Trembolone comes in, starts curveball. Is back.
Not just Trembolone, like HGH, fucking injectable Winnie, all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely like Baltimore here, and I kind of want to make it official, but I don't know. Maybe I'll hold off.
I'm holding off too. I lean Baltimore as well, but nothing to hear for me. And yes, I'd like to know that as well, Troy. By the way, Moose, where do you get your I think it's Fangraphs, right? Curveball numbers against? Yeah.
You just go Fangraphs. You go to leader tab, and then there's a pitch type splits leaderboards. And I mean, I think Troy's kind of telling you it's not an end all be all. Right. You shouldn't look at that and go, oh, they hit the curve, so they're going to hit Morton. Just like I said, it's the grading of the curve that is coming at them. It's major leaguers. You're going to be facing elite curveballs anytime you see one. But then there is a different class of curve, and Morton's curveball comes out on such great fastball plane. And one of the things he's done this year, he's throwing his fastball actually more this year than he did last year. So he's really kind of trying to work on that tunnel. If you are not familiar with the term tunneling, it's when the ball comes out of the exact same spot, looks like the exact same pitch, but then one moves one direction and the other stays true. And Morton has become a very good tunnel pitcher. I don't really feel comfortable trying to say the Rays are going to be able to hit his curve because it is a much better curve. So you have to kind of look at that grading scale when you're analyzing any kind of averages or numbers against a specific pitch.
Okay. Beautiful breakdown there. Let's roll on to our next game here. The other must bet game of the day for me. We simply put it like this. How the fuck is Patrick Corbin a minus 110 against the best team in baseball, the Detroit Tigers? I mean, I just thought, I looked at both of the A's line in the market, and I just looked at this line. I was like, okay, well, those are the two easy bets of the day that I'll be making here. We'll see how they fall apart. But I just couldn't believe this line. Pete, you just said it yourself. Patrick Corbin's been ass cheeks for years, and now he's better than Sandy Alcantara, according to this line.
I'll eat my hat if that happens. And I would be.
And he might have to here. Who knows? But
why I'll eat my hat. That's impossible.
It's Texas for me. That's obvious. I'll be on them full game. Some things that I think might be attributing to this line being the way it is. Half of the fucking Tigers were in the All-Star game. Half of their big players and hitters were in the All-Star game. Now, Skubal, Mize, Baez, all the whole people were over there. So I'm interested to see how they all, bounce back. Especially, I don't expect Gleyber Torres to do jack fucking shit today. 0 for 4 incoming for Gleyber Torres if he plays. I'd like Reese Olson, but this line is, again, just screaming Texas Rangers here. Market in this game, we've got 53% of the bets, 80% of the money on the Tigers. People are betting the Tigers huge here, and yet this line has crept towards the Texas Rangers here. It started out at BOL minus 120 Detroit Tigers. Now we're at minus 109 Texas Rangers. Penny opened this up minus 117 Tigers. We're at now minus 106 Texas Rangers here. So just easy bet for me to make. Texas Rangers here, money line. Moose, what'd you think?
Yeah, man, I might be joining you on this. I do like the Rangers here, but God, dude, it's Corbin. I mean, just putting your money on that guy, knowing what he's done to bettors who have backed him in the past. I mean, shout out Picture Dave. This used to be his prison wife. I mean, this was a guy that you could fade confidently, blindly every time he pitched. And so I do have some trepidation about putting my money on him, but he has pitched much better this year. And the other thing that I really do like is the new hitting coach for the Texas Rangers that was hired in early May, Brett Boone. And it takes a little bit of time for the hitting philosophy to kind of take hold, to build kind of a different culture. It doesn't happen in months. It happens in, it's measured in years, not months. But I do like the early returns that Boone has had with his hitters. I mean, you are seeing some guys taking much better at bats. You're seeing Corey Seager has looked much better. I mean, Adolis Garcia has had much better at bats. His barrel rate is going up. And the Rangers offense has been much better. And that has been the big bugaboo about the Rangers team, is that their offense just hasn't hit because they've had pitching. I mean, their starting pitching has been fantastic. There's a relief pitching has been fantastic. If they figure out their bats, and with all the injuries to Houston, I mean, Jose, you've talked about some of the futures. This is one of the futures that I think could be the most advantageous to try to get on. Now, all that being said, the Rangers could be sellers at the deadline, but here today in the now, I do like the Rangers here. The money, 32%, is on the Tigers, yet the money has been, or the line has been shifting towards the Rangers. I am very, 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 very likely going to have Rangers money line on my card here. As soon as we get done with the show, I will probably be betting it.
All right, well, beautiful. I'm on the Rangers. Pete, Moose is on the Rangers. Are you also going to join us?
I mean, I told you before, I was like, when I liked Washington immediately before the move, I was like, trust me, there's a lot of things where I'm way on the wrong side of. And yeah, before this move, I was liking Detroit. I understood that the line didn't make much sense. Now I didn't bet it though. Now with the move, I'm not going to.
So you're not going to do the flip, Pete? You're not going to join
maybe
us?
I will. I don't know. Maybe by first pitch I will. But yeah, but last night I was definitely statistically liking Detroit. Olsen's strikeouts have been down a bit recently, so I'd want to look at a little bit deeper into why that happened. If we expect him to suddenly become a gas can, which is possible, but if not, then statistically I would have liked Detroit. But yeah, you're right. The line movement is a little bit telling, and I'm definitely not gonna take Detroit now.
I do have one thing on Reese Olson. He did come back from injury. He had a finger injury, and he said that his finger, like his ring finger, like swelled up, like double its size, and then he started having some arm issues. That is not good. I mean, that is not a good thing when those two things are happening at the same time. Like if it's just isolated to the hand, like if it's a blister or something, whatever, you can recover. But when he mentioned because you look at some of the articles that were out there around his injury and when he came back, a lot of it was like, hey, the arm feels all right. It's like, wait, why are you talking about the arm? It's your hand. How's your hand? Why is the first thing you mention when somebody asks you about how your hand's feeling is you talked about your arm? Now, that is not exactly a tell-all, but that is very telling that he immediately went like, oh, my arm feels pretty good. It's like, asked about your hand, but your arm? Okay, your arm's okay. All right, good. That's good to hear. And I kind of think that there might be a little bit of soreness, probably needed the break, but maybe a little bit of soreness from the time off, coming back and kind of getting thrown right back out there. There might be some residual soreness in this. There might be a window here of kind of fading Olsen starts, at least for a couple of starts, a couple of times around the rotation before he gets himself back to where he was before the hand injury.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he didn't get crushed in those starts, but the strikeouts being down is definitely a serious cause for concern, in my opinion.
Wow. Fascinating breakdown, gentlemen. I'm glad we're all basically on the same page here. So good luck to all you guys on the Tigers here. We're on the Rangers. Let's go to another game I found super fishy here. Colorado, Minnesota here. We have 4 games left on the program. I thank you guys all for joining us here. Rockies Twins Chris Paddock, a guy I don't trust. And immediately I look at this line and I say, well, why is it so cheap to bet the Rockies here? Plus 135. I like Kyle Freeland. We've talked about Kyle Freeland in the aspect of him being the de facto leader of this Rockies team, being the Colorado guy, making that whole speech. And I think the Rockies are very live here to win this ball game. Now, I definitely had to battle, like, how am I going to bet the Rockies here? I don't want to bet them full game, so it seems like I'm going to move on the Rockies first 5 here. We'll talk about the market here now. Minnesota, 90% of the bets, 87% of the money on them here. The line opened up at minus 165 where we used to play poker at, minus 162 at Penny. It's moved down 2 cents. It got down to minus 157, minus 150 at one point. But I'm more worried about first 5 here. So we'll go to first 5 numbers here real quick. And you'll see that we have a minus 150 opener at first 5, now down to minus 125 for the Minnesota Twins. So, I just thought, let's back my guy Kyle Freeland here. The line's a little fishy. Maybe they'll win full game, but I don't want to play bullpen roulette. So Colorado first 5 on my card here. Moose, what do you think?
Samesies. I'm on that too. Colorado first 5. And you want to take it a step further, you look at how the Rockies have been doing in their last 10 first 5s. Well, they are 7-3. So all that stuff is kind of looking very good for me. And you look at the Minnesota Twins, their last 10 on the road, 4-6. So the Rockies have been playing better baseball, kind of. Not really, but kind of. And the one thing that sticks out to me was that Paddock has kind of escaped Coors Field. He hasn't allowed an earned run in both of his starts at Coors Field. That's not going to continue. He has some crazy metrics right now where he is just giving up a lot of hard contact. He's been giving up a ton of hard contact his last 3 starts, even against the Rays when he essentially kind of got out of it. There were several balls hit 95 plus on exit velocity. He is in the regression, and you look at his career numbers in June, July, and August, essentially the hotter months, 6 ERA, 4 ERA, and a 5 ERA. He does struggle in the hot summer months, and he has pitched in Coors in the later months when Coors in Colorado dries out a little bit and it starts to cool off. This is going to be the toughest time he has had in Colorado. I am signed up. Kyle Freeland has been pitching better. You see his even like when he gave up some runs a couple of starts ago, it wasn't until late in the game. So he has been pitching pretty damn well. Familiarity with the ballpark and everything like that. I do like the Rockies here, first 5. So sign me up. I took them plus a half money line, and then I sprinkled the reverse run line.
I am on the plus 105 first 5 money line. Pete, what do you think?
I can dig it. I mean, Colorado, they really do suck, and they're not like the White Sox where you can bet their dog lines and come out ahead overall. And Freeland, can be okay at home. So I can see it, but Minnesota just has a better lineup, and Paddock, I agree, vulnerable. So it's just a pass for me.
Pass for Pedro. I'm on Rockies first 5 with Moose money there. Let's go to another game here. And God, they're the one team I am most interested in this second half is the Arizona Diamondbacks, because they are selling. And the players already know it. Eugenio Suarez has already said, I want to go to Detroit. He's already said that. He said, I want to go back to where it started. So I personally cannot bet the Diamondbacks, especially after the trade deadline. Before the deadline, I'm going to be a little more interested to see, okay, so are these, Eugenio Suarez, is he going to come out here, hit motivated, and, want to show his value to go to the Tigers? Is he just not going to give a fuck? I've kind of battled all these thoughts, so I'm staying off. I definitely lean Cardinals here. I'll tell you guys that right now. There's no money line splits in this game. 80% of the bets, 94% of the money is on the over in this game. And this total has gone up from 8.5 to a 9, but really has not moved too much. It's a juiced 8.5 already. So I kind of lean under in the game. I like Fott, but I have to train myself not to like Brandon Fott because he's been a gas can for such a long time now. So honestly, I lean under in the face of all that over money. So, and I lean Cardinals here. I'm not going to move on anything here. What do you think, Moose?
I really couldn't get a good read in this game. I mean, Palente is one of the best ground ball pitchers in baseball, and that's usually going to lead you to an under because it always has the threat of a double play if a runner's on base. And the Diamondbacks have been one of the worst teams to ground into double plays. I mean, they do, yes, they have some speed, but they are one of the worst teams that grounds into double plays in MLB right now. And that kind of pushes me towards an under, just kind of like what you were thinking, but I can't get there. I don't really trust Fott. I don't really trust Palente, and I couldn't get a solid read on this. It was one of those caps where it's just like, oh, offense, oh, no offense, oh, pitching, oh, side. I mean, it took me everywhere, so I just ended up staying off. Once you make like 3 left turns and 2 right turns, you're lost.
Okay. You're lost there. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. Shout out to Craft Beer Bob watching on Love You Hard TV. Nice to see you, Craft Beer Bob, asking about how my at-bat went against Mike. Yes, well, I had a little mini at-bat throwing against Mike Taylor of Love You Hard TV fame. It was fun. We didn't have a tennis ball, so we had to throw a wiffle ball. So we're going to come back with a tennis ball here next time. But go to Love You Hard TV. It's under the shorts. It's about 1 minute and 30 seconds. You can see our little battle, and you guys can make fun of how awkward I throw as well. Pete, anything on this game?
No, I agree with pretty much what everyone was saying. It's high volatility with both, as you tend to see with ground ball guys. Moose Money Bets, look into that a little bit, and you'll notice that sinker ballers tend to have much higher volatility than other types of pitchers, and that is certainly the case with Palante. So, if I was going to bet this game, I'd try to take a dog line in one way or another, but I'm going to pass.
All right, pass for me here. By the way, Swish loves your analogy, Moose, so shout out to you. Painting the picture. Vividly painting that picture. Houston, Seattle, 2 teams that I never know what to do with. Seattle is seemingly and by the way, I saw this stat. The best over team in baseball, the Seattle Mariners. That's probably all Cal Raleigh, who broke my spirit and took my home run derby winner away from me. I had Junior Caminero plus 1,000, and I was going for the title of the greatest home run derby better of all time. Pete, Pete and I have had some conversations about potentially attending an event together. Pete, if I would have gone to this event with back-to-back home run derby champion bets, winners, they would have had to take me seriously at that point. They would have had to crown me the king of the home run derby at that point.
Yes, they would.
God, they would. Billy Walters would be like, that's the kid that hit the home run derby in back-to-back years. Oh,
Results
my God.
speak for themselves, absolutely.
Fuck. So that brutalized me. But shout out to Cal Raleigh. I don't know what to expect from him here. I would be a little surprised. I mean, I expect him to be in the lineup, but give the man a day off. That guy has been going every day of the All-Star break. He was the most popular guy. Now the Seattle Mariners are going up against a lefty. I just watch your lineup here because I wouldn't be surprised at all if they were like, Cal Raleigh, how about you take a day off, my man? 54% of the bets, 61% of the money on Seattle here. The line has, moved up a little bit. BOL minus 125 to minus 130. Penny has opened this up minus 130. Seattle has dropped it a few cents. So it's kind of conflicting numbers here. Total numbers. We'll talk about that. 80% of the bets, 92% of the money is on the under in this game. And the line really hasn't moved. And I'm not taking unders with Seattle anymore because they've been the best over team in baseball. So no action here for me again. Moose, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of did like the over here. I also like the Astros, but dude, the Mariners kind of owned the Astros. It's like, I had it here. I just moved. Let me go through the Luis Castillo thing real quick. Luis Castillo has not been great against the Astros at home at 3.89 ERA. But there are some kind of flubs in there, giving up 4 runs, 5 runs. But generally has pitched pretty well. The Mariners against lefties have also, hit very well. But I kind of felt like this was a situation where the Astros, sans Jeremy Pena, sans Yordan Alvarez would be kind of vulnerable. They're actually 20 games over 500 without Yordan Alvarez. So they somehow play just as well without him in the lineup. And the series has generally been under, but I kind of think a sneaky over might be in play here. But I would like to be on the Astros with the series being skewed so much in the Mariners' favor. And the line kind of suggesting this is a Mariner spot, but I do think the line might be a little conservative, given Luis Castillo's splits and home road splits at home and on the road. So I'm off of this, but it was more Astros than anything, but I can't get myself to pull the trigger on it.
Pete, anything for you here?
Well, I was definitely looking pretty hard at the under. The line not moving really, I guess, is a cause for concern. The Astros, Seattle obviously has a good lineup when they're going up against vulnerable pitchers or in good hitting situations. But this guy Brandon Walter, he's all right. What do you think, Moose? What's your take on Walter? I mean, we don't have that much of a sample size for his major league starts, but he's all right, right? He doesn't walk anyone, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's all right. Is he going to be? I mean, he kind of is. A good comp I think for him is Eric Lauer. He's not going to be the guy that is going to be a frontline starter, but is he going to give you 6 solid innings? Yeah, he's probably going to give you 6 solid innings most of the time. Will he have a couple of games where he blows up with strikeouts and gets you 9 or 7 strikeouts in 6 innings? Yeah, he'll probably do that. Is he also susceptible to giving up 7 runs? Yeah, he's also capable of doing that. But it's the Mariners versus lefties is kind of the thing you look at. And it's also, to Jose's point, is Raleigh going to be in the lineup after, such a major festive action during the All-Star break? But Seattle has hit lefties for power. They just don't hit them for average. And Falter does not give up power. He gives up more average. So I think it kind of correlates more to the Astros. I would lean towards that side. But again, it's too difficult with the series being so dominated by the Mariners. I couldn't get to the Astros, but I like Walter. He's all right. He's good.
He's all right.
None of this seemed very convincing to bet the Astros. You guys keep getting higher and higher as you guys say, he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. Is he ever going to give you, 3 nice innings? Yeah, sure.
I don't believe anything you guys say about Brandon Walter now at this point.
Why not? I don't know what is it in my tone that makes you think that I'm not being completely honest here.
Is he ever going to go 4 innings and get crushed? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Boy, we're really breaking the hell out of this MLB, aren't we, man? Fucking
oh God. Let's move on to our last game.
I'll tell you, I was definitely leaning under, first 3 under.
But nothing here for you yet.
And leaning Seattle, but okay. Maybe I'll add it at the end of the show. By the way, I didn't. I'm also going to add the A's Cleveland first 3 under -125.
Swaggy McNolegs asked a great question. How's the novel? The novel's coming on pretty well. Yep. That novel's good. It's coming on. Yep. Shout out to Family Guide. Last game on our slate. At least we have a good one here, and the Dodgers versus the Brewers. -190 for these Dodgers against Quinn Priester, who has pitched well. Tyler Glass now. This is his second start back here. Let me double check that real quick here. This is his. Did I scroll down, you son of a bitch? Yeah, it's his second start back from injury. 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run not earned against Milwaukee last time out before the All-Star break. Now he faces them again here. And you guys know how I feel about these back-to-back scenarios. Tends to be a flip-flop or a zigzag is what I've been calling it. Quinn Priester didn't face the Dodgers last time out. So, you know what? Shockingly enough, I'll be leaning Brewers here. I just don't have the balls and the gumption to go make that bet here today. Interesting. There's 59% of the bets on the Dodgers, but 60% of the money is on the Milwaukee Brewers here. So seemingly bigger bet, sharp action on the Brewers. Under 58% of the tickets are on the under, and 61% of the money is on the over. it's a Brewers lean, maybe a Brewers first 5+0.5. Shout to you, TJ, wherever you are. Dougie Wise is on Dodgers -1 here with some Pete juice on there, -150. I lean Brewers, but it's not going to be an official bet for me here. Again, just trying to exert some control and not bet the whole board here on the first day back. What do you think here, Moose?
I mean, it'd be tough to get on the Brewers here. That's the only side I could go. Brewers have been dominated by the Dodgers at home. I mean, I get it. Look, they just had a phenomenal series against them out in Milwaukee, and the fans out there were super hyped for that. If you watched any of those games, that crowd was phenomenal, especially the game with Kershaw and Miz. That was a fun one to watch. If you haven't watched that one, that was definitely one to go back and watch. But Brewers since 2022 in Dodger Stadium, 2-7, so not good. And overall record is not great against the Dodgers in their career since 2022, 10-13. So most of that success has happened at home. The Dodgers, I mean, yes, this is going to be a little bit of a shot at the Dodgers. With all that money, you have a home road split. You can't figure out how to be as dominant on the road as you are at home with that $1 billion franchise. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. There should be no home road splits when you're running out 4 potential MVPs. And yes, Teoscar Hernandez at times does look like an MVP. I know there's going to be somebody in the chat that says something about that. But you are home road splits, $1 billion franchise, get out of here. You're too good for that kind of stuff. But they're at home, -190, Glass now on the bump. Yeah, it makes sense, but the Brewers would be the only side I could look at. Priester has been pitching much better. He was one of those big-time prospects that kind of flamed out, just like Glasnow kind of did, just like Giolito kind of did, where there was so much hype around them as a prospect. They get up, didn't really perform as much as people would think they would perform, and then they get shipped off, they go to a different place, and all of a sudden now they find their true form. Kind of happening with Priester a little bit here, but do I trust him against the Dodgers at home? Hell no. So I'm off of this. Under would be the only way I could look. But Dodgers at home, their over-unders is sickening. They go over like just every single game where there's a Dodger home game. If you did Dodgers home games overs, you would be sitting on a pretty good pile of money.
Well, Pete, what's the pile of money on that you're sitting on in this game? Where is it?
I was before I looked at it, I was liking the Dodgers a lot. You're saying that there's sharp action on Milwaukee?
Yeah, I mean, there's 59% of the bets on the Dodgers here, 60% of the money on Milwaukee. So, it's not overwhelming, but bigger bets are on the Dodgers. Or, bigger bets are on Milwaukee.
Right. First of all, I am going to add Seattle first 5, -139. Seattle first 5. I am going to add that one.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you said -139?
Yeah, -139. Yeah.
All right.
I gotta take the Dodgers here in some way. I'm just what's the argument against it? Because the Brewers closed the half so well.
I like the zigzag theory personally. Pete Glasnow last appearance was against this Milwaukee Brewers team. It's been a little bit now. He pitched on the 9th, but I tend to believe that after a pitcher sees a lineup, dominates him the first time, if they go back to him again, it tends to be a bit of a zigzag in performance. So I think he struggles a little bit here today.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'd lean over personally. I think if I think Glasnow's going to get touched, Quinn Priester probably gets touched, and I lean over. And shout out to you, Moose, for talking about that. Dodger Stadium overs. So, anything you're looking at in particular here,
yeah,
Pete?
I'll take the Dodgers -1. If it loses, it loses. Let me shop around and get a nice little line.
All right. Well, Pete, we'll shop around for that. Let's review our action here, gentlemen. I thank you both for jumping on the screen with me here. And again, this is one of the more difficult days to cap baseball of the year. So I thank you both for jumping on with me. Moose, we'll start off with you. What do you want to make official for record-keeping purposes here?
I've got the Giants money line. I've got the A's Guardians under 8.5. A's Guardians Nerfy. And first 5 Rockies +0.5 money line. And then I did sprinkle the reverse line. I am also looking at the Reds Mets first 5 under, very likely coming back on that. And there is one other game the Rangers. And I'm also looking at the Rangers here, but none of those are official. I still want to dive a little bit more into those. I will post them if I do make them official.
All right, beautiful. So just follow Moose Money at Moose Money Bets, and you will get all the official action here as well. Moose, send me that tweet if you could as well. I would appreciate that as well. Pedro, do you need more time to decide on your officials?
I got it. All right, so this is all right. Boston Cubs first 3 under 2.5 minus 125, and I'll take the Cubs minus 130 money line. Nats plus 130 money line. Cincinnati and Mets first 3 under 2.5 minus 140, and first 7 under 6.5 minus 145. A's Cleveland first 3 under 2.5 minus 125. Mariners first 5 minus 130 139, and Dodgers minus 1 minus 134.
Beautiful. Pete, I'm going to tell you to do the same. Send me those official picks when you can so I can send them to our guy, old Jimmy the Bag, who's lounging somewhere in beautiful Vancouver, Canada. So shout out to our guy, Jimmy. My official action here. I don't have pictures listed still for Kansas City, Miami. When that happens, I probably will be betting the under in that game here as well. So just keep that note when I'm talking about my action here. Nationals money line plus 131, A's money line plus 118, Texas money line minus 108, Rockies first 5 plus 105, the Chicago Cubs minus 135, and the Cincinnati Reds, New York Mets under 8 minus 120 will be official for me here. And like I said, I will most likely be moving on Royals Marlins under. I just need, obviously, a pitcher to be listed for the Royals here. I thank you both for joining me here. Pete, I thank you. I know it's a Friday. I know you're a busy man. I thank you for joining me here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Anything you want to plug?
Great analysis overall. Really appreciate it. It was a joy doing a show with you and listening to what you were saying.
And Pete, you need to get on the Moose dives as well. Our guy Moose has a fucking document. And he types up all summer about all the college football teams. He breaks them all down. You need to get on that, Pete.
Yeah, we're at 310 pages right now, I think. 310.
310 pages of notes, Pete. You need that.
And if any of you want to know what year all the starting pitchers in MLB were born, hit me up. Moose,
I got you.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Pete. Thank you very much, here, Moose, my guy.
Okay?
Oh, I got that college bet. I got that college bet for you.
Yes, Moose, hit us.
All right. So I've been looking at a lot of teams, and I've kind of taken a couple of glances, but there is one game that I think that if you will have to bet it now if you want to get the number, and that is going to be in the Auburn-Baylor game, and I am on Baylor at +3. You're already seeing it move to 2.5. Auburn with Jackson Arnold over there having their first game on a Friday night in Waco, with Baylor returning almost their entire offense with a legit defense and will be running tempo. So the offense that produced last year coming back with Sawyer Robinson at quarterback with a even better offensive line. I mean, a lot of them returned, but they did add some starters, and a defense that is going to be much improved. Trusting Jackson Arnold on the road in Waco is going to be a tough sell. You are likely going to see a lot of SEC money coming in on Auburn, and the line would likely drop to try to invite more money on them. Give me Baylor at +3 and the money line, and this is probably going to be a higher scoring game. If you talk about Baylor and Auburn in the past, usually that's a 40-point line. The line is currently set at 56.5. This could end up being a 42 to 45 type of game. So give me the over as well. You didn't just get one, you got two. Auburn, Baylor, over 56.5, Baylor +3, and the money line sprinkle.
All right. Well, I have bet Baylor. I am on them +3. I had to buy the half point, which is okay. -125. And I'm going to bet the over 56.5 right now as well with my guy Moose Money here. I'm not going to just let him give out a play and not fucking bet it. I mean, what are we, nuts here? So Auburn, is this week 0 or week 1, Moose?
I think it's week 1, but it is a Friday night. So it's going to be the action you want to have, and you're going to want to be cheering with those fans out there in Waco, because Baylor is set up to potentially win the Big 12 this year and be a playoff team. The hype around them in Waco is real. The hype outside of Waco, damn near non-existent. The hype around Auburn is off the charts, and SEC being a -3 yeah, that's kind of fishy against the team, against a conference that everybody says is weaker than all the others. None of that. We are talking Big 12 is as good as the Big 10 and the SEC. All those conferences are now pretty much even line. Go ahead and throw out your hate. Go ahead and throw out the SEC chants in there. It is all about equality, and all the conferences seem to be very equal, and the Big 12 is going to have some monsters in the college football season.
Well, I cannot wait. I'll tell you right now who's not going to be one of them, Moose. The Oklahoma State Cowboys, because they are going to fucking suck this year. And I hope Mike Gundy gets fired ASAP. So shout out to Oklahoma State. And I'll have my fingers crossed for UTSA this year. By the way, Moose, if UTSA, Texas State this year, if that is below a 7-point line, you go ahead and take UTSA and make your money. I will personally guarantee to add 1/2 point to the line because I will be in attendance and my pussy will be polluted. So.
Yeah, I mean, Texas State's been gutted, I think. I haven't gotten to them yet, but I'm pretty sure Texas State got pretty gutted, losing coordinators, losing players.
Good.
So, but I haven't done UTSA yet. So, I mean, I'm going to get to that game. I am only 8 teams away from finishing all of the P4 conferences, and then I'll start getting through AAC and Mountain West and all those conferences as well.
Yes, and if you want the Moose Dive, if you want to be a part of the Moose Dive, how can the people get a little more? How can they get the Moose Dive?
Yeah, you just got to DM me. Just send me your email, and I'll add you onto the list. Anybody that has sent me their email and didn't get it, I did get like 5, 6, 7 mailer daemon responses, and I just didn't do the research. I just immediately deleted them. So, apologize for the lack of effort in trying to figure out what happened. But you just send me your email. I'll put you in there, and it is over 300 pages of documents or 300 pages of info. It is probably the best free college football preview content you can get. I'm not going to charge it. This is literally stuff that I need to do for myself that I'm just like, I'm going to share with everybody, because if I need to do it, somebody else would probably love to have it. And that's the genesis behind me offering the Moose Doc. And if you are interested, if you want to get a free preview that is, look, I don't pat myself on the back. This is one of the best preview documents you're going to have out there that you have to pay nothing for. You're not going to find much better content. Most of it's going to get paid. You don't have a paywall here. It is literally just me adding you to the document. Control F, Command F, search what you want to find, or you can make a copy of the document and you can start playing around with it on your own. The possibilities are endless, Jose.
Endless. So shout out to you, Moose. Moose, a man of the people, and he doesn't charge for all the information he's putting out there.
DM me. I'm not going to give out my email here. Just DM me with your email on Twitter.
Yes, and beautiful. By the way, our guy Swig putting the link to Moose's Twitter right there. So go follow him. Moose, my last question, my most important question again. How's our boy? How's our boy Petey doing?
He's right here. Petey, hey, Petey, why don't you come up here? Say hello to everybody. Petey.
That's my king.
Come here.
That's my king, Petey.
You're walking the wrong direction, dude. Come here.
No, he's not gonna do
it. He's stretching. Hold on. He's getting prepped for his
I just heard that.
Come here, my boy. Come here.
So while Moose gets Peavy wrangled, I thank you guys all for watching this program here. My king Peavy. That's our guy. It's our guy PV. Thanks everyone for watching this program here. Go follow Moose at Moose Money Bets there. The link's right there. Swiggy Bets putting it in there. Shout out to you, Swig. Don't forget, we've got a big UFC weekend as well coming up. The UFC contest free at pubsportsradio.com. Say Hey plays back here tomorrow with our guy Dabby Cab, breaking all the baseball down again. So say hey. We'll see you next time. For Moose Money, Jose. See you guys.